Hello everyone, I'm Teacher Ayan and welcome back to another video. For today's video, we will be learning on how to determine the conditions that make a quadrilateral a parallelogram. When we say conditions, it is a requirement that is necessary for a given situation. So ito yung sitwasyon kung saan ang quadrilateral ay isa ng parallelogram. So let's have our first condition. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if both pairs of opposite sides are congruent. So based from our previous video, opposite sides, ito yung mga sides na magkaharap. So let's have an illustration. Here's a quadrilateral LOVE. Sabi sa condition number 1, pairs of opposite sides are congruent. Itong side LO ay congruent sa side EV. Itong mga markings, ang ibig sabihin nito ay itong side na ito ay congruent sa side na ito. So in notation, side LO is congruent to side EV. So itong sign na to, this one, ito ay ginagamit kung magko-compare tayo ng parts o di kaya ng figures. Next, itong side namang ito at saka yung side na ito ay congruent din because they are opposite sides. So in notation, we have LE or side LE is congruent to side OV. To better understand this condition, let's have an example. BA and D is a quadrilateral. What is the length of side DN that will make BA and D a parallelogram? So kung titingnan natin ang given illustration, kahit i-mental math lang natin yan, ay napaka-obvious naman na ang measure netong side na ito ay alam na agad natin. Diba? Kaso minsan, may mga pagkakataon na mahirap ang problem. Kunyari, may mga variables nang involved at mahirap minsan i-mental math ang sagot. Kaya mas maigi na matuto tayong gumamit ng complete solutions. So, paano ba gagawin yan? Una, kukopyahin natin kung ano ang hinahanap. So, dito sa problem na ito, ang hinahanap natin ay yung side DN. So, kopyahin muna natin yan. Tapos, saan siya congruent? So, based dito sa ating condition number 1, ang opposite side ng DN is yung BA, ito yung congruent side niya. Ito na ngayon yung ating relationship. At kapag meron na tayong ganito, madali na natin masasagutan ang problem. So, ang next step natin is substitution. At dahil side DN ang ating hinahanap, so i-copy lang natin yan. And then, kung ano ang given naman ng side ng BA, which is may given measurement dito, which is 12. So, lalagay lang natin siya. Is equals to 12. Kung mapapansin nyo, equal sign na ang gamit natin. Hindi na congruent symbol. Kasi, may measurement na siyang given. Unlike kanina, mga parts lang yung given. Kaya gumamit tayo ng congruent na symbol. Okay, so that's it. So, pwede na tayo gumawa ng conclusion. Okay, so ilagay lang natin yung measurement ng DN, which is 12. Yan. So, pwede na tayo gumawa ng conclusion. So, therefore, side DN must be 12 cm to make BA and D a parallelogram. Okay, so let's have another example. Okay, so let's use same figure. So, BA and D is a quadrilateral. Determine the length of X that will make band or BA and D a parallelogram. So, this time, ay involved ng variable. So, ganun pa din ang proseso na gagawin natin. Copy muna natin yung part na may unknown. At dahil ang hinahanap natin ang value ng x at ito ay nasa part ng side AN, so, yun muna ang isusulat natin. Okay, so side AN. Then, next naman, saan siya congruent na part? So, AN is congruent to its opposite side, which is BD, so congruent to side BD. Then next, substitution. So since ang given ng side AN, so eto, so ilalagay lang natin to. So X plus 3, and then yung given measurement ng side BD, which is 10 inches, is equals to 10. So this is now a linear equation. And to solve a linear equation, we will simply combine the linear terms and the constant terms. So, ibig sabihin, itong 3, kailangan natin mailipat sa kabilang side ng equation para yung linear term na x ay siya lang yung matira sa left side kasi yun din ang hinahanap natin. Okay, so para mailipat natin ang 3, we can apply the subtraction property of equality by subtracting 3 on both sides of the equation. So, di kaya naman, i-transpose na lang natin ang 3 dito sa right side ng equation. Kaya from positive 3, pag transpose natin yan, magiging negative 3. So, this becomes x is equals to 10. Then, nilipat natin or transpose natin yung positive 3 kaya naging negative 3. And then, simplify. So, we have x, 10 minus 3 is equals to 7. Okay, so, yan yung value ng x. So, pwede na tayo gumawa ng conclusion. Therefore, x must be 7 units to make BE and B a parallelogram. So, bakit 7? So, i-check lang natin. So, kung yung x natin ay 7, so dito, kung ito ay 7, papalitan natin ng 7. So, 7 plus 3 is equals to 10, which is yun din ang measurement ng opposite side niya, which is 10 inches. So, next, let's have our condition number 2. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. So, let's have an illustration. Quadrilateral BEAR. Condition number 2, opposite angles naman ang congruent. Kanina, opposite sides ang congruent sa condition 1. Okay, so dito, ang angle B, this one, ang opposite angles niya ay angle A. So, opposite angles are congruent. So, in notation, we have angle B is congruent to angle A. Okay, so another pair, we have angle R. Okay, this one, yung opposite angles niya ay angle E. Okay, so in notation, angle R is congruent to angle E. So let's have an example. Okay, so BEAR is a quadrilateral. What is the measure of angle A that will make BEAR a parallelogram? So, una, isulat muna natin kung ano yung angle na hinahanap, which is, yun nga yung angle A. So, sulat muna natin yan. Tapos, saang angle siya congruent? So, condition number 2, opposite angles are congruent. So, angle B. Next ay substitution. So, since angle A ang hinahanap natin, copy lang natin yan. Tapos, yung measurement ng angle B, which is 135 degrees. So, equals to 135 degrees. Okay, therefore, angle A must be 135 degrees to make BER a parallelogram. So, what will happen kung hindi 135 degrees ang measure ng angle A na yun? So, hindi na siya matatawag na parallelogram. Quadrilateral lang ang tawag sa kanya, pero hindi siya magiging parallelogram. So, let's have another example. BEAR is a quadrilateral. What is the value of x that will make BEAR a parallelogram? So, ngayon naman ay may variable na involved. So, what is the value of x that will make BEAR a parallelogram? So, ganun pa din, copy muna natin yung angle na may unknown, which is yung angle R. So, nandito kasi yung x sa angle R, kaya ang isusulat muna natin ay yung angle na yun. So, angle R, ano yung congruent angle niya? Of course, yung opposite angle niya, which is angle E. Then, next dyan ay substitution. So, since ang given sa angle R ay 5x, so kukopyahin lang natin yan, 5x. And then, yung measure ng angle E equals to 60 degrees. To find the value of x, we will divide both sides of the equation by 5. So, 5 divided by 5 is equals to 1. So, ang natira na lang dyan ay x. Then, 60 divided by 5 is equals to 12. So, the value of x is equals to 12. So, pwede na tayo gumawa ng conclusion. So, therefore, x must be 12 to make BER a parallelogram. Check natin kung tama. So, kung yung x ay 12, so dito, papalitan lang natin yung x ng 12. I-multiply lang natin siya sa 5. So, 12 times 5 is equals to 60. So, kung yung angle R ay 60, so since they are opposite angles, so 60 rin yung opposite angles dito. Kaya, opposite angles are congruent. So, ibig sabihin, tama yung value ng x natin. Let's proceed to our condition number 3. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if any pair of consecutive angles are supplementary. So, doon sa previous video natin, na-explain na natin ito na ang consecutive angles ay angles na magkasunod and they are supplementary. So, recall lang natin, kapag sinabi natin supplementary, ito ay yung mga angles na kapag inad natin, yung sum nila or yung total nila ay 180 degrees. Okay, so let's have an illustration. Okay, so quadrilateral CARE. So simulan natin sa angle C. Okay, ang kasunod ng angle C ay angle A. So you write the measure of angle C plus the measure of angle A. They are equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so ibig sabihin, pag inad natin yung measure ng angle C daw at saka yung measure ng angle A, ang total nila is 180 degrees. So they are supplementary. Okay, so another we have yung angle A. Ang kasunod ng angle A ay angle R. So they are also equal to 180 degrees. Another, yung angle R. Ang kasunod niyang angle ay angle A. So again, the measure of angle R and the measure of angle E is equals to 180 degrees. And last pair of consecutive angles natin, we have the measure of angle E plus the measure of angle C is also equal to 180 degrees. So let's have an example. So CAR is a quadrilateral. What is the measure of angle A that will make CAR a parallelogram? So, una natin munang isusulat yung angle na hinahanap, which is yung angle A. Okay, so ano ang kasunod niyang angle? Okay, so pwedeng angle C, pwedeng angle C ang kasunod niya, pwede ring angle R. Pero para hindi tayo malito, pa-clockwise direction yung gagawin nating pagpili. So, which is, yung kasunod ng angle A ay angle R. So, the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle R is equal to 180 degrees. Why? Because they are consecutive angles or magkasunod silang angles. Okay, so ang next natin ay substitution. So, since ang hinahanap natin ay yung measure ng angle A, so kopyahin lang natin yan. Plus the measure of angle R. So, anong measure ng angle R natin dito sa illustration? So, ito ay 115 degrees. Then, copy lang natin to. May equation na yan is equals to 180 degrees. Okay, so ang next na gagawin natin, para mahanap natin yung angle A, so kailangan natin ilipat yung 115 dito sa left side ng equation. So we can apply the subtraction property of equality na kung saan magsasubtract tayo ng 115 both sides of the equation. Or pwede naman, i-transpose na lang natin yung 115 dito sa right side ng equation. From positive 115, pag nilipat na natin siya, magiging negative 150. And bring down muna natin yung unknown. So, 180, then minus 115 kasi nilipat na natin siya dito. And then next, 180 minus 115 is equals to 65 degrees. So, therefore, the measure of angle A must be 65 degrees to make CAR a parallelogram. Okay, so let's have our fourth condition. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if the diagonals bisect each other. So let's have an illustration here. So quadrilateral LIVE. Based from our previous video, diagonals, ito ay segment connecting opposite vertices. And every quadrilateral has two diagonals. Kaya dito sa illustration natin, we have diagonal LV and diagonal IE. And as you can see, these two diagonals meet at ang point of intersection nila ay ito. At tawagin natin itong point O. Now, sabi sa condition number 4, diagonals LV is 1, diagonal LV and diagonal IE bisect each other. Kapag sinabi nating bisect, they divided each other into two congruent parts. Okay, so in short, yung segment LO at saka yung segment DO ay congruent. So, in notation, we have we have segment LO is congruent to segment VO. So, ganun din ang segment IO at saka EO ay congruent. So, ito yung notation niya. Okay, so let's have an example. LIVE is a quadrilateral with diagonals LV and IE intersecting at point O. Determine the length of EO that will make LIVE a parallelogram. Okay, so ganun uli yung gagawin natin pag-solve. So una, isusulat muna natin yung unknown na part, which is yung segment EO, dahil yun ang hinahanap. Sulat muna natin, segment EO, tapos yung congruent part niya. So ano ang congruent part ng EO? Okay, so yung IO. And then, substitution. So, kopyahin lang natin yung EO is equal to yung measure ng IO dito, IO ay 13. So, equals to 13. Okay, so therefore, yan. So, 13 din yung measure ni EO. So, therefore, EO must be 13 meters to make LIVE a parallelogram. Okay, let's have our fifth condition. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if each diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. So, kapag daw ang quadrilateral ay na-divide sa dalawang congruent triangle using the diagonals, magiging parallelogram na ang quadrilateral naman. So, let's have an illustration. Okay, so quadrilateral HOME and one diagonal, let's say diagonal HM. So, yung triangle HOM, anong triangle kaya ang congruent sa kanya? Okay, so triangle MEH. So, pwede bang triangle HEM? Okay, so hindi pwede. You should follow certain arrangement. Okay, para maunawaan nyo kung anong mauuna, imaginein natin itong side na ito. So, extend lang natin yan. Yung dalawang parallel side na ito. So, itong HE at OM. Tapos, itong HM. So, extend lang natin yan. Okay, familiar ba sa inyo ito? Sa grade 8 mathematics, these are parallel lines. So, this one at saka itong line na to are parallel lines. At ito naman ay isang transversal line. So, in short, this angle and this angle are congruent by alternate interior angles. Okay, in this triangle, this angle is angle H. And in this triangle naman, sa second triangle natin, this angle is angle M. Ang angle H, ito yung unang angle na binanggit natin dito sa unang triangle. Yan, angle H. Kaya dapat, ang mauuna naman sa second triangle ay yung angle na congruent sa kanya, which is yung angle M. Then, yung next ay yung angle O. So, HO, congruent ng angle O naman ay yung angle E. Kasi, opposite angles are congruent. So, kaya dito sa second triangle, ang pangalawa na angle natin is angle E. Okay, then last na minention dito sa first triangle natin ay yung M. Okay, so ito. Itong angle M na to, ang congruent angle naman niya ay yung nandito na angle. Okay, so by alternate interior angle. Kaya angle M, tapos yung second triangle, yung angle H naman. Okay, so sana ay malinaw sa inyo yun. Para mas maintindihan nyo, yan. Yan yung triangle. So, tingnan ninyo kung saan mapupunta yung part na ito. Tsaka yung part na to. Okay? Tingnan mabuti kung saan mapupunta yan. Iikutin lang natin yan. Yan. So, dahil congruent ang dalawang triangle na ito, magkakaroon tayo ng property na corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Kaya, ang side HO ay congruent sa side ME. Okay? HO and ME. Tapos, yung side OM is congruent. So, this side OM is congruent to side EH sa pangalawang triangle. And then, tapos, yung side HM, so ito ang side na to, is congruent to side MH naman sa second triangle. Okay, so let's have an example. Let's use same figure pero yung diagonal natin ay EO. Okay, saan daw congruent ang triangle AHO? Okay, dito sa unang triangle natin, saan congruent ang angle E? Okay, so tama. Ang angle E dito sa unang triangle ay congruent siya dito sa angle O sa second triangle by alternate interior angle. Okay, so ang next, ang pangalawang angle dito sa unang triangle ay angle H. So ang opposite angle niya ay angle M. So they are congruent. Kaya ang second angle natin dito sa second triangle natin ay angle M. So yan. O, M, tapos yung third natin ay yung angle E. Okay, so pwede na tayo gumawa ng conclusions. So therefore, triangle OME must be congruent to triangle EHO to make HOME a parallelogram. Okay, this ends our presentation. Remember that we have 5 conditions that makes a quadrilateral a parallelogram. Pero hindi mo kailangan i-satisfy ang 5 yun. Kahit isa lang ang masatisfy mo doon, parallelogram na ang quadrilateral. Okay, so see you on my next video. Bye!